Hulk versus Wolverine.
Oh.
Wolverine. I'd like to see that. Hulk versus Wolverine.
ハルク対ウルヴリンどうでしょうか
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder. I'm your host, Warren, and it's looking like Deadpool 3 really is going to be exactly what we want it to be. But that comes as little to no surprise, as we know that Ryan Reynolds really knows how to make a great Deadpool movie. Plus, not to mention, director Shawn Levy has worked with Ryan Reynolds in the past before to make some amazing things. He specifically worked with Shawn Levy for the Adam Project, and he also worked with Mark Ruffalo for that project as well. Now, of course, Mark Ruffalo plays the Hulk in the MCU, and what's really interesting is that in the Adam Project, they actually dropped a Hulk and Deadpool Easter egg. And a lot of people at the time thought that this was kind of foreshadowing what was going to happen in Deadpool 3, because at this point in time, Marvel Studios had already announced that they were indeed going to be making another Deadpool movie with Ryan Reynolds in the MCU, which would mean that Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool, and Mark Ruffalo's The Hulk would be in the same universe. Now, at the time, there were a lot of people really thinking that this was foreshadowing something. But of course, a lot of people just thought, hey, it's just a really cool Easter egg. Ryan Reynolds plays Deadpool, Mark Ruffalo plays the Hulk. They're in this movie together as some of the main characters. It's just a cool little Easter egg. That is until it was announced that Shawn Levy, who directed the Adam Project with Ryan Reynolds and Mark Ruffalo, would be directing Deadpool 3. And now, with all of the talks about all of the cameos that are confirmed to appear in Deadpool 3, people are starting to think that one of those cameos is going to be Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk. Now, there's some really cool news that comes with this, because this might not exactly be what you think, but it could indeed be better. This could actually be better than anything that we could get in the MCU right now with the Hulk. In fact, this is something that we could probably only get in Deadpool 3 currently.
I am Marvel Jesus.
And that is a Hulk versus Wolverine action sequence. But now here's the important thing that you need to know. The reason why this could be better than anything that we could have possibly gotten in anything else besides Deadpool 3 is that the Hulk that appears in Deadpool 3 is probably going to be a variant. It most likely won't be the same Hulk from the main MCU timeline that we've known over all of these years. And that's a really, really good thing. Why? Well, because the Hulk as he is right now in the MCU isn't exactly the most, let's just say, angry Hulk. He's really not the Hulk that you would want to see fight Wolverine in any type of way. We still have Professor Hulk, who is a combination of the Hulk and Bruce Banner, with Bruce Banner mainly being in charge. We've heard that in a possible Hulk solo movie coming up, he's going to Hulk out again and become more rageful, but as it stands right now, he's still Professor Hulk, who couldn't really handle She-Hulk for some reason. So most fans would not want to see that Hulk go up against Wolverine or Deadpool, or both. That could be really awesome if he went up against both, which might be the case, but we'll get to that in just a bit. Here is one of the coolest things about Deadpool and Wolverine that makes this possible. One, and this is really big, is that Mark Ruffalo himself has publicly stated that he had been talking to Kevin Feige and Marvel Studios after Avengers Endgame about what possible direction that they could take the Hulk story in the MCU. People kind of dug at him about what he would possibly want, and he literally said, Hulk versus Wolverine.
Well, Kevin Feige just asked me last week if I wanted to, if I had any more ideas or stories for the Hulk, and I said, yeah, I think there's still some stories to tell. And he said, well, why don't you come in and tell me about them, and we'll see if we can find a place for you in the Marvel Universe. Whoa! Hulk versus Wolverine.
Oh.
Wolverine.
So that is already insanely huge, and it looks like Deadpool 3 could be the platform, could be the movie where this actually happens. Plus, not to mention, Ryan Reynolds has worked with Mark Ruffalo before in the Adam Project with the same director, Shawn Levy, who is directing Deadpool 3. And I think that they might have actually been planning this for a very long time. Like I said, Ryan Reynolds and Shawn Levy really know how to make fans happy. If you look at Free Guy, that movie was awesome, but at the same time, they threw a lot of things in there that were really great for the fans. A lot of really cool Easter eggs, including those Marvel Easter eggs and the Star Wars Easter eggs, and an appearance from Chris Evans himself, essentially kind of breaking the fourth wall. We all know the scene where he saw the shield.
shit.
That's the really great thing about Ryan Reynolds and Sean Levy teaming up together. They know how to make something good while also doing a little bit of fan service to make people really, really happy and excited. And that's basically what we've heard about Deadpool 3 already. If you didn't hear, a couple of days ago, it was confirmed that in Deadpool 3, we are going to get cameos galore. Now, most of us had already thought this, considering the fact that they're going to be traveling throughout the multiverse and seeing many different characters, but it's nice to have it confirmed by somebody who is working on the movie. If you didn't hear, this came from SONY, who plays Dopinder in the Deadpool movies, who is also going to be in Deadpool and Wolverine as well. And he said a couple of really, really cool things. One, that is a positive for the case that the Hulk could appear in Deadpool 3 and go up against Wolverine and possibly Deadpool at the same time. In the interview with Variety that he did, he said, when we were making the second one, referring to Deadpool 2, Ryan was plotting back then. And what he was talking about was Ryan Reynolds trying to get Hugh Jackman to reprise his role as Wolverine for the third Deadpool movie. So even before Deadpool 2 came out, and keep in mind, this was 2018. So 6 years ago, which is really hard to believe, but 6 years ago, he was already writing and planning for Deadpool 3. And this was before Free Guy, and this was before the Atom Project, which had a lot of really cool Easter eggs in it for Marvel. And since Ryan Reynolds was planning for Deadpool 3 during these two other movies, Free Guy and the Atom Project, I think it's safe to say that he talked to Mark Ruffalo, who was his co-star for the Atom Project, about appearing in Deadpool 3, especially since they put that Easter egg in the Atom Project. And if you're not aware of what that Easter egg is, at one point in time, Ryan Reynolds plays catch with Mark Ruffalo, who is his father in the movie, and the storage container that they keep all of the baseball equipment in has a lid to it, and when they go to take the lid off, we can see that there's a Deadpool sticker and a Hulk sticker on it, which was a totally awesome Easter egg. But there was something else that SONY said in this interview with Variety. Variety has heard, much like everybody else has heard, that there are going to be a lot of cameos in this movie, in Deadpool and Wolverine, and they asked about it, in which Karen said, this new MCU version is ultra secretive, but he did say that fans will be blown away by what else is included in the film, stating there are a lot of surprises. And then he stated, let's just say a lot of people traveled to London, which is where they did a vast majority of the filming. Now, what's cool is that in London, most of it was shot inside. We have no idea what went on that set. It's not like the leaked photos that we've seen of Deadpool and Wolverine fighting in what we believe is to be the Void with the broken Fox logo in the background. That's really the only thing that we have seen leaked, and that is awesome. But tying it all together, it really does seem like we are going to be getting the Hulk in Deadpool and Wolverine because it all seemingly lines up. Cameos galore are confirmed for Deadpool and Wolverine. In fact, we saw Pyro from the old Fox universe in the trailer, and we know that other characters like Sabretooth are going to show up. Plus, the villain is Cassandra Nova, the sister to Professor Xavier, and Patrick Stewart has already basically stated that he's not done playing Professor Xavier and that he's returning. Then you have the fact that Sean Levy and Ryan Reynolds directly worked with Mark Ruffalo on a project while Ryan Reynolds was writing Deadpool 3. And he loves Mark Ruffalo. They get along extremely well. They're extremely close. And at that point in time, I believe that Ryan Reynolds had already gotten Hugh Jackman to come back as Wolverine for Deadpool and Wolverine because he had been pestering Hugh Jackman as a friend, as a best friend for years. And I bet that as soon as Disney and Marvel acquired Fox and agreed to keep Deadpool, continue the Deadpool movies, and now have them in the MCU, that was a great selling point for Hugh Jackman because a lot of the old Fox actors admitted that they would have loved to have been in the new Marvel Studios universe, the MCU. They would have loved to be a part of a connected universe. And now Kevin Feige, of course, along with Ryan Reynolds and Sean Levy, are fulfilling that dream for a lot of those old Fox X-Men actors. This combined with the fact that Mark Ruffalo literally said that he wants a storyline for the Hulk versus Wolverine leads us to believe that they took every possible advantage they could of this situation for Deadpool 3 being a multiverse film where anything could happen, and gave us a scene in this film where the Hulk fights Wolverine and possibly Deadpool, at least in one scene, even if it's for a brief moment. At least that is the hope. Again, cameos are confirmed. Mark Ruffalo has expressed that he has wanted this to happen with the Hulk fighting Wolverine, plus Hugh Jackman apparently agreed to come back for Avengers Secret Wars so he could interact with other famous Marvel actors like Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man and Tobey Maguire as Spider-Man. So one would think he would also want to interact with Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk. So this is a dream of many fans come true. If it does indeed happen, it's looking pretty good, but of course it's not confirmed. However, let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comments down below. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to stay up to date on all the latest MCU news. And if you subscribe and leave a comment, you're entered in our giveaway for a chance to win an Xbox Series X, a PS5, and some Marvel Legends items. The winner picks one item, and we pick one winner at the end of each month. You can find us on Instagram and Twitter, and as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.